warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dona Sabel and I'm from PBI C. I will reading the journal English Teachers Strategies in Managing Large Classes, a Case Study by Leni Marzulina, Dian Erlina, Muhammad Hollandia, Kasinyo Harto, Deta Despitasari, and Desi Anggraini. Abstract. This study aimed at finding 1. English teacher strategies in managing large classes, and 2. Student perception towards their English teacher strategies. The design of this research is qualitative with a case study approach. This study involved 4 English teachers and 10 students at one state Madrasah Sanawiyah in Palembang, in Indonesia. The data were collected through observation, interview, and document review. Thematic analysis was conducted across its data set. The findings demonstrate the planning, the lesson organizing, and controlling the student, managing classroom communication and talking time, then giving written and timely feedback on student works were strategies applied by the English teacher. The use of this strategy were positively. The strategies applied by the English teachers. The use of these strategies was positively perceived by the student. They that could have a better understanding, practice mutual respect, and enjoy the lesson. Therefore, it might be a good idea to review teacher strategies in this study to address the difficulty of teaching English in large class setting. Large classes. The definition of large classes may differ in different contexts. According to UNESCO 2006, in some countries, 25 to until 30 students per teacher is considered large, while in other countries, this is seen as a normal or even quite some. Brown 2001 appraised that for language learning, a class is considered large when it has more than a dozen of students. This implies that a class occupied by more than 12 students can lead to some difficulty in dealing with individuals in the classroom. The teacher often perceives a large class as a troublous, difficult, and problematic as compared to smaller classes. The large classes have more students than availability facility can support. Urges that teaching in such large classes is really burden to teacher. They then are difficult to engage. The student is learning, and learners can feel that it's hard to participate in the classroom activities. It means that in large class, both teacher and student can face challenges. Baker and Westrop 2000 described the challenges encountered by the teacher and student in large English classes. The challenges are the difficulty of teacher in keeping everyone's attention, lack of student motivation in learning English, the difficulty of student in hearing the teacher explanation, lack of opportunity of teacher in helping weaker student. Attendance can be poor and irregular, leading to lack of continuity, time of consuming in the taking the register. Teacher can have too much marking to do and few requests to make the learning investigate. Methodology. Research design, participant, and local of the study. In this study, we use a qualitative research design with a case study approach. Case study is one of the approaches used to investigate an issue that happens in one place. Creswell 2007 explained that a case study is the study of an issue explored through one or more classes within the bounded system or multiple bounded system over time. Through detail in-depth data collection involving multiple sources of information. We use this approach because the merger and the data collection were in the form of qualitative data. Our strategies of English teacher is in managing a large class and perception of student and strategies used by their English teacher. Additionally, a qualitative case study was used in this study because the findings of this study might not be generalized to the other state Islamic junior high school, Madrasah Sanawiyah in Indonesia. In selecting the participant of this study, we used a purposeful sampling technique. We relied on our judgment in choosing the teacher and student participant in this study. Purposeful sampling is the research intentional select individual for study. This research uses a maximum verification sampling strategy to develop many perspectives and identify important common patterns. Our research participants consist. And these students were selected solely based on the teacher experience with their classes. We matched the participant real names, the personality data to protect their identities, and we informed all participants regarding this issue. The names all of research participants were in details. Findings. The research findings answer the two research questions of this study. 1. What were the English teacher strategies is managing large classes at one state Madrasah Sanawiyah in Palembang? And 2. What were the student perception of the strategies used by their English teacher in managing large classes at one state Madrasah Sanawiyah in Palembang? Discussion. In managing large classes, the teacher conducted several classroom management strategies. All of the English teachers claim that they use a listen-play strategy to manage the large class. The teacher used this plan as a guide in determining what and how the lesson will be done, as well as how learning will be evaluated. Lesson plans also enable teachers to manage large classes effectively with a detailed outline of teaching and learning activities during the class. Weston and Mignano 2007 stated the lesson plan is an important aspect that must do the teacher also get a classroom management start with planning the course book and syllabus. In this research, most of the teachers prepare their course books and use their courses of learning such as other paint materials, video, and science to add materials in the textbook. Conclusion: English teacher is managing large classes use several strategies. These strategies were planning at the lessons, organizing and controlling the student, managing classroom communication and talking time, giving written and timely feedback on student works. The majority of students positively perceived towards the strategies used by their English teacher in managing large classes. They found that the strategies were helpful for them in English, learning English. This perception should be considered a determinant of student attitudes towards learning and relax teacher teaching practices in large class. Although there is not best way to teach large classes, it might good to review teacher strategies in this study to address difficulty of teaching English in large classes. I think it is enough. Thank you very much for your watching my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.